What's going on, everybody? Okay, let's make sure it connected. Another cigar talk with you, if you will. Just kind of coming to shoot the shit. Not really anything all that important. And I'm on my, Perdomas. I always want to call them Perdemas. I don't know why, but it is what it is. First time I've been able to have a cigar in about a week. And let's push this back because everything was kind of rushed. So, yeah, kind of not really a cold day, but not really a warm day. I don't really like these Perdomas. I mean, it's okay, but I don't like this particular blend of light tobacco. I like my tobacco to have a punch. So I like my cigars to have a punch too. I don't know if the audio's picking up the way that it's supposed to because I'm talking and my lips don't look like they're matching. I'll see when this is over if it worked or not, because it may not even be picking me up correctly. I had something happen pretty major a few years back, about 21 years ago. And the people that did it to me were cut out of my life for a period of time. And eventually, those people came back into my life. And while I'll never be over what they did, I had forgotten how evil they were acting during that time. I'm sure to them during that time I was probably acting like a dick too, but I don't see it that way. And I was cleaning some of their stuff up for them the other day, and I came across a lot of the paperwork and a lot of the bullshit and stuff that they were just going to try and claim in court. Thankfully, we never did that, and everything got handled. And the courts saw it for what it was. Bullshit. But I was pissed. Because since then, and since they've come back into my life, I've practically been over backwards for them. I have done everything to help them when they need help. And I know the way I make my money, right? Let me see if this thing's actually working correctly. Okay. I don't know if that's going to be any better. Let me just try to put it up here. I know, so unprofessional. The way I make my money in radio isn't always the most sustainable. Because radio, no matter how much you love radio, sometimes it loves you, sometimes it doesn't. And it's just, that's the industry. But when it loves you, it is a great industry to be part of. And I've had my fill. I've been in and out of the industry. And I do other things on the side when I'm not doing radio. I have, or had, a website design business where I would do websites and hosting and stuff like that. I don't do that as much anymore, simply because people can go get a website done for like $20 a month now. They're not going to pay me to build their website. Now, there's areas that I specialize in where I'm still needed to do some things, and occasionally I will get somebody that comes in and asks me to do that. But for the most part, I make my money doing odds and end jobs and radio. Right now, just so happens I'm making my money in radio again. And it hasn't been an easy life for my family, and I know that. When it's good, it's great. When it ain't good, it ain't so great. My kids have never gone without, though. Their bellies are always full. They have a roof over their head. Life is good. Other people are like, you should have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. You should be able to do all this. And it's like, you can't attain that anymore. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just harder to do. There was a time when I was making, $500,000 a year, give or take. And I still make really good money, but it just doesn't seem like it's ever good enough for these particular people. And as I was sitting there going through their stuff, like again, cleaning out their junk for them and reading all the nasty things they said about me and thinking back to all the stuff that I did for them even prior to this incident, and they still thought of me the way that they were writing. Jealousy and envy are a motherfucker. But that was a reminder of how I need to stay focused on a lot of things. And I needed that. It was kind of reinvigorating. And I'm glad, although it angered me and I was upset, I'm glad that I found it and saw it. Because now that I remember, I'm never going to let something like that happen to me again, ever. And I've worked really hard to make sure that that doesn't happen again. So, just a little perspective, like, again, things that you never really get over. You just kind of move on with your life. And this was some pretty serious things that happened, all in the span of like a couple of years. I wasn't in a good headspace. I had just lost a child. I wasn't doing good. Wasn't a good husband, wasn't a good dad. I just was not in a good spot. Yeah. Not happy of who I was. But I'm not that guy anymore. I know I still have a bad temper, or I still have a temper. I wouldn't call it bad, but it's gotten a lot better. I do not like if I feel like me or any of my family, my kids, my wife, are being taken advantage of. If that happens, I'm speaking out. I don't really articulate my words as good as I should. And sometimes that makes me come off looking like an ass. It is what it is. But I'm definitely in a lot better place than I was 21 years ago. 21 years ago, whatever it was. And then, excuse me, I got a speeding ticket. everything in me, the anarchist in me, is just like, burn it down. But again, I'm an anarchist with conflictions. I do recognize that we need law and order. But the system is so rigged that even if you can, like if you can afford millions of dollars for like top lawyers or whatever, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. Even if you can afford a decent lawyer, you still don't really get your fair share. Like, for instance, this particular city that I got my speeding ticket in is known, although you can't really prove it, they're known to not be friendly to people that actually want their day in court. And the police damn sure aren't. Because again, we're in Alabama. We're in a city right outside Birmingham, and they don't take too kindly to people challenging their authority. Because authority is a big thing when it comes to the bully cops around this area. And even though it's your right to go to trial, they don't like you using that right. Just like it's your right not to say anything to the cop when he comes up to the car. They don't like when you do that. So that ends up biting you in the ass in court, whether it's, the preliminary hearing, whether it's the actual jury trial, whatever it is that you're doing to try and get out of the speeding ticket. Because again, there's no way in hell I was going as fast as he says I was going. And I know they got this new fancy radar and all that shit, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second unless they actually have a video radar of my car's active speed while it's recording me. I don't believe it. Like Georgia's got probably the better radar guns, and they can prove it was you. Like, there's no doubt if they pull you over, their gun is going to say you are the dickhead that was speeding. But again, 20 some odd years, I haven't had a ticket, hadn't gotten in any kind of trouble with any law enforcement, nothing like that. I've been a good adult, a good upstanding adult. Even though everything in me is like, fuck these people. Like, fuck the system, right? That's the anarchist. And people look at anarchists like we want lawlessness. I don't want lawlessness. I recognize that there's a need for law enforcement. The armed theft, yeah, I'm not about that. You can keep that. The penalty or the expression that you're going to go to jail if you don't show up to the bullshit court proceedings, yeah. And I know. Oh, well, when you get your license to drive, you're agreeing to these terms. It's not a right to drive. I get it. But at the same time, that's all bullshit. Because the next side to it is, you don't really need a license to drive. I mean, if you're willing to push the envelope, you don't. I'm not willing to push the envelope. But I do know people that do. I like to keep my head down, do my work, come home, enjoy a cigar, and be left the hell alone. Hang out with my family, go somewhere with my family, whatever the case may be. Just leave me the hell alone. And police have a knack for nosing their way and crawling into you and your family having fun. And then ruining that fun by claiming bullshit things like you were speeding. If it was just me in the car, yeah, I probably was. But the fact that all of my kids and my wife were in the car, there's no way in hell I was speeding. I don't. And I don't care what his little bullshit gun says, because I know for a fact that in this particular town, they point it at one car and then go and get another car because they have a vendetta. And that's what makes me want to challenge it in court. But I'm not going to. I'm going to see if I can get driving school because I haven't had a ticket in so long. Like I said, I've been a good boy. I didn't even know the proceedings or the procedure or how to do it because back in the day, it was completely different than what it was this time. Again, it's been a lifetime since I got a ticket. I digress. Hope y'all are well wherever you are in this great big world of ours. Hug your loved ones each and every day because you never know when the good Lord will call them home. For every dark night, it's always a brighter day. Life's just a party and parties weren't meant to last. I'll see y'all Friday for another The Nick B Show, 10 a.m. Central. Live right here on Nick B Nation. But for now, that's it. Y'all be good. See you then.